Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Thought for Thursday. Thought for Thursday is actually a portion of what we do at Leveling Up, the podcast with Alethea Tucker. It's the portion of the podcast that we do on Thursdays, where we come in here, we talk about a hot topic that involves some pain points that much of my audience may feel. We'll talk about that topic, identify what the pain points are, and then give you some solutions. 5 different tips for how you can circumvent some of those pain points. And all of this is done in a 15-minute time period so that when you leave here 15 minutes from now, you have some actionable steps to make changes in your life. My name is Alethea Tucker, and I'm so happy that you're here. And the topic that I teased with already today is alarms, right? How many of us, for example, ignore alarms for several reasons? We may have just become accustomed to them. We are used to hearing them go off and we just decide, let's just ignore them. But just imagine it. How about, let's take the instance of a smoke detector. Have you ever had a smoke detector going off in your home? Sure, many of us have. I know I have. And it's a piercing sound, isn't it? I mean, something that kind of almost makes you kind of grit your teeth at some point. But imagine if you decided to silence that alarm without investigating the cause. All right. Well, I have one even better. Okay. We have the little chirp that the smoke detector does before it finally gives out, before the battery is gone. So you hear this constant chirp that may occur every 20 minutes or so, 15 minutes. And I know for a fact that some of us can let those things go on for days, for weeks. I won't go any further than that. But we really have perfected ignoring things, right? We know really well how to ignore things that we really don't want to deal with, or that we figure we really have time to deal with before it gets to crisis stage. Well, that's what I want to talk to us about tonight. How many of us have smoke detectors whose batteries are running low? How many of us have, carbon monoxide detectors who have been, it's been giving us a notice that it may be time to change things here as well. We as women have a tendency to put ourselves on the back burner. So we are definitely pros at ignoring alarms. That's what I want to talk to us about tonight. There are 5 in particular that I really want us to think about and to focus on pulling away from ignoring them and doing the things that we need to do to address them, because they are of the utmost importance to us. I want to let you know, as you see scrolling down here on the bottom, we have our segment broadcasting live now. It is streaming regularly on Roku and many of your favorite streaming platforms. Go over to CTR Media Network. Again, you'll find that link down here at the bottom of the scroll screen, and you can look at the various platforms where you're able to access this at any time. For all the reruns, you may want to go back and binge watch them, and I encourage you to do that. We've got several up there that you can go back and gain some valuable insight from. So let's go back to these alarms for a second. What am I talking about? What kind of alarms are there that may be going off in our lives that may be actually giving us clues that they're about to go off and we're still ignoring them? Well, what about the alarm that talks about our unfulfilled dreams? Yeah, that's one that we really have kind of mastered ignoring. What might that look like to us? It's a nagging thought that you were made for more, or the regret of opportunities passed up. It may look like something that frequently you dream about, frequently you think about, and regret the fact and wonder, how if I had done, what if I ever will do? How can I make this come to pass? Yeah. The alarm of an unfulfilled dream, like you have time after, and you have day after day after day to go ahead and pursue that. Well, we talk about this all the time, and you know that time really waits for no one, and the time to take action is now. So, how is it that you can quiet that alarm that's going off? Well, go ahead and reconnect with your vision, whatever that might look like. If you're spending some time actually journaling about it or doing some research on it, what is it that really lights your soul on fire? Go ahead and start writing those things down so that you can reignite that fire, not the alarm, but the fire that you need to go ahead and squelch that alarm that's telling you you're not getting to these things, and it's really starting to get to a dangerous point for you to be able to pull in and really sink your teeth into getting a life that thrives more the way in which you desire for it to thrive. Take a bold step. You may have been sitting back on this thing forever. Do something bold. Go out there, enroll yourself, for example, in a conference where you're having to get on stage. Maybe you know that you are destined to speak somewhere, and just taking that step may be the thing that really ignites you, just going for it. And as the Nike ad says, just do it. How else can you squelch that alarm of unfulfilled dreams? Dismiss the fear. Do whatever is necessary, whatever's holding you back. What's causing that fear? Do some work around that. Remember that it really is never too late in the sense of you have opportunities to build, but it is too late if you never work on it, if you never pursue those opportunities. Remember that you've got experience in something that can lend to that dream that you're trying to build. Whatever that experience may look like. It may be something that you think is of no significance at all. This is where your journaling and your thinking and your building on the vision comes into play. Your experience really, really is your strength. What else? Well, there's that alarm, that burnout alarm. Oh, yeah, very easy for us to fall onto that one, right? And ignore it. We think that we can continue to push and push and push when there is an alarm there that's saying, no, 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 my battery is about to give out. What might that look like? Well, constant fatigue, emotional exhaustion. It might look like feeling overwhelmed all the time, feeling like you're on a hamster wheel and just spinning around and around and around and going nowhere. How do you silence that alarm? Set boundaries. This is what I'm going to do. I'm not going beyond this time span. I'm going to get my 8 hours of rest. I'm going to dedicate the time that's necessary to do the things that are going to advance me. Whatever that looks like, make sure that you prioritize your rest and reassess your priorities overall. Am I spending my time on the things that are really helping me, on the things that truly, truly matters to me? Focus on activities that really align with your purpose. All right. So 2 alarms we've talked about so far. That one of unfulfilled dreams, and we just talked about the one that signals, yeah, I'm burning out. What's another alarm? The toxic relationship alarm. What does that one look like? Well, it is feeling drained, feeling unvalued, or stuck in a relationship that doesn't really serve your growth. Many of us find ourselves in that place and just figure we'll tough it out. And I'm not just talking about love related relationships or couple relationships. I'm talking about friendships. I'm talking about relationships on the job, the relationship between you and the people that you work for. Many of those relationships are not the healthiest. How is it that we can listen to alarms that are telling us that our toxic relationships are really, really taking a toll on us? How can we listen to those alarms and do something about it? Set your standards. Know what you will and what you will not have in your relationships, whether it's personal or professional. Something else you want to make sure you have conversations. You interact with people that you have relationships with, because if you shut down at any point, that is surely opening up an avenue for not moving in the direction in which you want to go. If you're not communicating, then the other doesn't know what's priority. The other doesn't know what's needed. The other doesn't know what needs to be addressed, because any relationship has to be one where it is mutually good for both parties, or three parties, however many people are a part of the relationship. Make space for healthy connections. Many of us don't even put ourselves in a place where we can be in healthy relationships. We, for whatever reason, and we don't have time to go back into this, it could be things that have happened in years past where we've been in unhealthy relationships and we think that that is the norm and we continue that. Put yourself in a place where you're going to be surrounded by positivity and surrounded by relationships that are actually there for your good and not to deter you or to bring you down in any way. So alarms, toxic relationships, the burnout alarm, and then we also talked about the unfulfilled dreams alarm. What's another one? Financial instability. Huge alarm, right? Financial instability. What does that one look like? Well, that may mean that that whole paycheck to paycheck thing is truly, truly wearing you out. The constant worry about money and wondering when it is or how it is you're going to pay for tomorrow, much less the weeks, the months that are far further out. How is it that you can quiet that whole financial instability thing that's really an alarm for you? Get educated. Perhaps you need to take a financial literacy course so that you know how money works, you know how you can put it to work, and you know how you can save and invest. All very important things. Make a plan. The best way to handle a financial obligation or finances, period, is to plan. Plan so that tomorrow doesn't come up upon you and then you wonder how it is that you're going to do something. Make a plan outright so that you can work in that plan to ensure that you don't have to worry from day to day, from week to week, month to month, year to year. Invest in yourself, skills and education that increase your earning potential. Find out how it is you can get those things so that you can make a difference. All right. And so that financial instability isn't on the horizon for you. And the alarm is definitely not going off saying that it's almost upon you. All right. The last thing that we're going to talk about is the alarm of neglecting your health. And I was looking for my banner and I don't see it here, but just know that that is our alarm. How many of us are guilty of that one? That kind of falls in alignment with some of the other ones that I even mentioned earlier, right? The ones where we really do need to make sure that we're setting our boundaries and getting our rest. Well, we find it very easy sometimes to neglect our health, even in the midst of taking care of everyone else's health, ignoring symptoms physically that may be cropping up on us, missing annual physicals, feeling real disconnected from your body, being in a really foggy mental health space. Yeah, your health involves more than just your body. It's your mind and your soul as well. Listen to your body. Make sure you're attentive, understanding when something isn't quite going right and when you need to address it. Be proactive. Don't miss those physicals. Go ahead and schedule those annual appointments that you know you need to keep. Make sure that you're doing healthy things. Adopt a healthy attitude. What's going to make me healthy? What's going to keep me vibrant and energetic so that I don't have alarms going off in the health department? So, yeah, there are alarms and we frequently ignore them. We just talked about 5 things that are really prevalent, that really are common things that we ignore. And we talked about ways in which we can silence those alarms. Be sure that you implement a plan to address them so that the alarm does not sound. Not only does it, not sound, but also that what it is indicating is about to occur does not occur. You want to be healthy, financially stable. You want to make sure that you're not burning out and you're pursuing your dreams. And you want to make sure that you are in the right space with relationships. That's it. 15 minutes, 5 areas, particularly how it is you should address alarms as they're starting to sound off in your life. All right. If you need some support around anything that we've talked about, I have a program that I know without a shadow of a doubt is going to help you to be able to conquer many of these core things that are at the root of ensuring that life changes, that professional spaces are better, that personal spaces are better. If you're interested in that program, again, it is a limited program, a limited enrollment program. I ask that you go ahead and text me. Hold on. Here we are. Go ahead and text MORE to 240-789-4299. Again, text the word MORE to 240-789-4299 so I can help you to get on the right path to ensure that you are not ignoring your alarms, that you're moving on the things that you need to move on, and that you are building and making this year your best year yet. So that's it. Go out, be confidently. You know that your thumbprint is needed. It's unique. Only you can bring what it is that you have. No one else can be you. Touch something and make a difference. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk next time.